I'm Jessica Johnson.
And I'm Kylie Schrader.
And we're here to tell you today what the difference is between a daycare and a preschool. So I will just start by saying that in the industry, it's very widely accepted that it's childcare instead of daycare. It's not something we get too caught up on because we know that's what parents are searching for. But we always say we don't care for days, we care for children. But what we want to tell you about today is why Yellow Brick Road is really a preschool as opposed to a daycare or a childcare. So Kylie's going to start out by telling you about our curriculum, which is called Teaching Strategies Gold, and what that looks like and what that means for you as a parent and how that also distinguishes us as a preschool.
So like Jessica was saying, we use a tool called Teaching Strategies Gold. It's one of the most widely accepted curriculums in the industry. And it's great because it covers all the domains of learning for the children. So it goes over social emotional, physical, cognitive, mathematics, language, and literacy, and science. And so our teachers use that when they're writing their lesson plans to incorporate that into those, and then that circles back through and we're doing assessments for the children as well too.
And that's really what we define ourselves as, is that we're following not only a class as a whole, but we're following your individual child. So because in the state of Minnesota, children move on their birth dates, when they come into a classroom, we want to make sure that we're building on where they are developmentally, not where the class is as a whole, because there's that little bit of extra movement as opposed to doing the school year transition. And so Teaching Strategies Gold is really a kind of a holding place for everything developmentally about the children. And so no matter where your child is or how old they are, our teacher can look right at their portfolio, see where they are, what objectives they've hit already, and see where to go next. And then the curriculum will suggest what they can do as a class to make sure they're meeting everyone's needs with extensions and simplification of lesson plans. But the nice thing is that we hire really professional teachers so they can pretty much do it on their own and they can pretty much incorporate it everywhere that it goes. But it really is based off the individual child, and then we leave it up to the teacher to be able to encompass the whole room.
And then as teachers are doing that and writing those lesson plans, they're doing observations of the children, they're doing anecdotals, they're taking pictures and videos, and they're uploading that all into this online portfolio that we have for the children,
Really cool.
Which is really great. And then we have conferences so that parents can come in, we can show them all this documentation, and it shows exactly where their kids are at, how their learning has been scaffolded through the year, and kind of where we've come, and then what are the next step that we're taking with the children, and what are those goals that we have for the children, and how can teachers and parents be working together to do those things at school and at home.
I love that. And that's one thing that I will say to go along with the conferences and the lesson planning, is that if you were to Google the difference between daycare and preschool, a lot of times you're going to get the answer, preschool is really for 2.5 to 5 years old. Well, at Yellow Brick Road, we fully acknowledge that the first 5 years are the most formative years of your child's life, and it is important for us that their portfolio starts the first day that they start with us, and that's when we start doing learning objectives, because it's really the first 5 years of life are the most important, and that's why here we embrace that, and we let you know what you should be seeing and what to look for. And that's one reason that your children are getting more than care during the day. They're getting an education, and we're preparing them for the world.
Thanks for tuning in today and learning a little bit more about Yellow Brick Road and why we are a preschool versus a daycare, and how we support that with our lesson planning and our curriculum.
See you next time.